Hello, everyone. Whoop, whoop. Can I get a what? Welcome to this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live. Thank you so much for watching us live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Everyone, go find us on the Twitter, the Instagram. Go like, share, thumbs up, compartir, everything. I don't know what other languages YouTube comes in or whatever. Go do all the thumbs uppy. Do what this thing says. Subscribe. Do it now.
Like now or later on?
Well, now. Whenever. That's all. Yeah, whenever. I mean, I'm going to go do it right now. I got to pull up the Facebook because I'm a Facebooker, which is old people internet, which I've just, been made aware of now. That's old people internet because I guess new people do, I don't know.
Nobody knows what you're talking about right now.
I don't know either because I'm old. So I don't know what the kids do on the internet, but it's not Facebook. That's just me.
Book of the face?
It might be Book of the Face.
You talking about the TikTok?
Maybe so.
And the Instagrams?
Yes. I don't even understand how that works, y'all.
What?
I post a picture every day on Instagram, and I help Sabine post her picture every day on Instagram, but that's all I know how to do. I don't know anything else. I don't know how to like and share.
You're saying it like there's some...
Oh, is that all you do is post pictures?
You post pictures, you can write shit or whatever.
I don't know how to do that. But then Twitter, I really don't understand. Like, I know you like things and you click the square and it retweets. That's all I know. Like, yeah, that's not what I do. So, anyways, okay, hopefully everyone's had an opportunity to like and share. Thank you to the people who are watching. We're going to talk about some movies.
Are we?
We got a wide variety this week, which I like when that happens. I was going to get us started on a documentary today, and I'm glad I didn't because I would have been all sorts of angry because documentaries make me so angry. I get all into it. Okay, I'm going to share my story now or share the Facebook. And Facebook, okay, it has been shared. There we go. We're on live. Here we go. Is my sound off?
A new movie from the Asylum called Aquarium of the Dead?
Sure. Oh, my.
With Vivica Fox?
Piranha?
You know it's going to be a winner because it's got Vivica Fox.
For sure. All right. So let's talk about movies. What do you want to talk about first today?
Whatever you'd like to do, my dear.
All right. We have a good variety of things. Where should we start with? Let's start with this because this was an older one and we just got caught up.
I mean, it's not old. It only came out last week.
Well, that's an older movie in our time because, each week there's a new movie.
We're movers and shakers.
We are movers and shakers.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. What, the dog?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
All right, let's
There's
go.
no
What is it?
telling.
What are we talking about? Tell us
Hold
about
on, I gotta share my screen
Well,
so
come on,
everybody
sister,
will
let's do
know.
Tell us, what are we talking about? Who's in it? What's it happen? What's the haps on the craps, yo?
Today we are talking about the movie Yesterday.
Calm down. Why are you rushing?
It's a new movie. It's available on
The Netflix.
And it stars
Of course. I mean,
Jennifer Garner
yes.
and a bunch of people. I don't know who all these other people are, but you're gonna tell me.
I'm not.
Why not?
I don't think I want to.
All right. Anyways, basically the premise is that when she was young and free, young and flirty, feeling young and flirty, and 13 and
Going on 30.
30, yes, she met her
That
husband.
was a failed attempt at trying to be clever.
But it was. But
You're like,
but you
she was young and flirty on 13.
13 and 30. But you got it. Thanks, babe. Anyhow, that she was young, carefree. She had all sorts of fun, did everything she wanted to, her and her husband. And then her kids asked her.
They died.
No, her kids asked her, well, what happened if you used to be fun? We've never seen that. She's like,
they had kids.
I had 3 babies that had to make sure stayed alive.
Yeah,
so
kids pretty much throws the fun out the window.
They do.
For a while.
And that is why you don't have kids.
Here's an argument I have with a lot of people, which is I think that I call bullshit on that.
Okay.
Because yes, it's a shit ton of work.
It is a lot of work.
Yes, it is hard. It is stressful. I raised 2 kids. Right?
Preach.
We did it from a broken home.
Oh no.
No, we were divorced most of the kids' lives, so they had 2 homes to live with and whatever, and I know that's easier and harder, but I think it's the mentality of what you do when you go into it.
Yeah.
You can still live like the first, year or 2, yes, it's all very strict because the baby and they can't do something.
They can't do anything.
Unless you're Hispanic, you can't take babies everywhere into theaters and stuff because then y'all do that.
We do. You just throw them under a table somewhere. They're fine.
But once they're to the point where they're kind of mobile on their own, you can still live a normal life. You just have to balance it and adjust it. Like you can still go out, you can still do things. You just have to find balance. And I think that's a lot of people make the mistake of like, oh, life's over once you have children. yes, your life has changed, but you can do it. Like I was still able to go do things. My ex-wife was still able to go do things. You rely on each other. You find ways to make it work. If we were to have kids together, we're not going to, but if we had,
we're too old now.
All of our stuff is
we got a grandbaby.
But
that's where the fun comes
you can
in.
Still go to the movies. You can still go out to eat. You can still do things. You just figure out ways to make it work.
Or you just don't have kids.
Well, no, that's a whole nother situation.
Because then you can always do whatever you want.
Yes, I'm just saying. There's so many people out here.
You can have whatever you like.
Oh, my life is so just.
I know.
There's a stressful side of when I have kids. Just everything changes in my life. Just I don't get to do anything. And then there's the other side of, kids will change your life and it's so much better. And this is, they're both true, but you find balance. It's having kids and working out is almost exactly the same thing. Is people say they don't have time to work out.
I don't have time to work out. I do. I'm just lazy.
You don't have time to do anything because you have kids, but you do. It's all about finding balance.
And then my mom worked a full-time job, but she still made us breakfast, right? And then packed lunch.
My mom didn't make a heavy breakfast every day, but my mom was never the greatest cook, so I'll thank her for that. But she still learned to cook. But my mom did too. She still worked a full-time job. My dad worked a full-time job. My dad worked 2 jobs sometimes, and at one point I remember my mom working a night job too.
Wow.
And still fed me and took me to school, picked me up and whatever.
Did you go to daycare or anything after? Or
I did. I did. I went to Kitty College for a while.
Oh, did you?
That's what it was called.
I went to ABC daycare.
Kitty College was awesome, but the worst part about Kitty College was my dad at one point started a handyman business, right? My dad worked at Kraft. And
forever.
Yeah, he worked there for like 40 years. He retired from Kraft. But he started this handyman business, right? What was it called? Because we did it in the video for his 50th birthday.
I don't know. We'll have to go find our video.
I could have said it right off the bat.
Anyway, keep talking. It'll come to you.
It was just a general hand. To the point, my dad even bought a dump truck at one point.
That's
we had a full-on dump truck that I was so excited to inherit. That I was going to have a dump truck, and because he used to go, this has nothing to do with the movie we're going to talk about, but
we're getting there.
He used to go and to construction sites and stuff, and he would hire his services to clean it up.
Oh, that's awesome!
And then we cleaned transmission shops, we did this stuff. But anyway, he started doing handiwork for Kitty College while I was there.
Oh,
it was actually not called Kitty College then. I don't believe. I think it was still Miss Frank's.
Okay,
Miss Frank's was where I went. Nice. I went to kindergarten. Miss Frank was an crazy old hag. From what I remember, but I was also a little kid, so it turned into Kitty College. They bought it.
I see.
I went to kindergarten there at Miss Frank's. They turned into Kitty College, but I remember getting in trouble, and I don't remember when I got in trouble. I know there was one time that the bus left me at Kitty College by myself. There was nobody in the building but me.
Oh my gosh, I got left behind one time at daycare too.
Yeah, and there was something else.
I got locked up in the building.
I think I threw a block at some girl's head.
Oh Lord, that sounds like
trying to kiss me.
Ew, cuties.
And I pegged her with like one of the wooden blocks.
It's cuties. That's acceptable.
But I remember sitting at a table watching Underdog, and my dad came in, and my dad picked me up by the back of my shirt and my belt loop. Picked me up like a satchel.
Good time.
And dragged me off to the side, and I thought I was going to be killed in front of everyone. I don't even remember what I did. I'm sure I deserved it. And then I got thrown off, kind of not physically, but kind of tossed off to the side in trouble, sitting in a chair alone while my dad remounted a closet door or something, and then left. And I didn't know if I was allowed to move. My dad was gone.
Wow.
To this day, I'm gonna have to ask my dad. He'll probably deny it because he denies a lot of things.
I got in trouble at daycare too, but I got in an actual fight.
I know. I did too, but it was different crap.
Anyhow,
moving on.
This is moving on to yesterday. Basically, but we led us to that because the kids are convinced she's no fun, and they get through this whole thing and they're gonna have a yes day. So basically the kids get to pick what they're gonna do that day. They have a full 24 hours. They have a set budget amount. We cannot go more than 20 miles away from the house. You can't do anything that's dangerous, and you can't plan to do something that will happen in the future.
They seem to break all those rules almost.
It didn't though. But
there was a lot of dangerous things, and there were a lot of things that were well over the budget that they said. And
how much would they give him? Like $20?
I don't know, but that whole last half of the movie is well over $20. Well, I'm sorry.
She went off the rule. She's like, you know what? Let's go do this.
No, I know, but I'm talking about
the kids?
Yes, that whole thing at the final thing of the night.
No, because he only had to go buy one box of stuff to make it all happen.
No, that was way more than one box of anything. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter.
And I'm very upset that your accounting mentality did not be able to register how much was spent on the amount of crap at that place.
Everybody brought something.
This makes me question your ability.
It was a real party where everybody brought something.
Anyway.
Anyhow,
I didn't have a lot of interest in this movie because I'm not a big Jennifer Garner fan.
I am.
I like her from Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh my gosh, that's old time.
And not much since then.
I love her from Alias.
I hated that show.
I loved it. So good.
She's not a good Elektra.
Well, you know what?
The movie Elektra was okay. She's just not a good choice. She did fine with the character. She's not good for that character.
This guy.
She's not very good at anything. She was great on Hot Ones. I enjoyed her Hot Ones interview promoting this movie.
I agree. I thought this movie was so much fun. Obviously, it's a family-friendly movie, kid-friendly.
This movie is fun.
But then it's going to want your kids to have the yes day. So just watch out.
And she actually has real yes days. That's why this movie kind of came about.
Oh, really?
There's some book about it.
Book.
And she had a real yes day with her kids. And then all it kind of came full circle to make the movie and stuff, too. So
who do her kids belong to? Are they with Ben Affleck?
I think so, yeah. I think that's... I don't know if she has kids with her new person.
I see.
Because I don't know if they're married or not.
Not that it matters.
I think her and Ben Affleck have kids together. I think that's their main kids, yeah.
Okay. I think, what was your funnest part of the yes day? Like which trip?
So it's one of those movies. It's insane chaos of goofy.
It is that did stress me out a little bit.
It's a lot of unbelievable stuff that they would have pulled off and the amount of time they did. But you have to let that go because it's just that kind of movie.
It's just a fun movie.
It is. It's a fun movie. I thought it was there's like a Kool-Aid water balloon fight kind of thing. I thought that was kind of fun just because they made it into almost like an action flick.
Yes.
I thought that was it was fun the way they handled it.
Yeah.
I think what makes this movie work more than anything is the secondary characters that pop up and say things and do things, like Fortune Feimster when she shows up.
Oh my gosh, she's the funniest person in the whole world.
She shows up, and then Nat Faison, I believe that's his name, when he shows up as the one that tells him about the yes day.
Yes, he's funny.
But it's just a fun throwaway movie. It's not something that hasn't been done a billion times before in some level, but it's a lot of fun, and then there's some heart to it, and there's all the ridiculous tropes. It's very Hollywood. You know where it's going to go.
Yeah,
you know
but what's going to happen.
It's a good just throw your mind out the window and just have fun. I was more concerned about you because you get stressed out with movies like this.
I do. So whenever there's some chaos, let's just take Cat in the Hat.
I was going to say, you can't watch Cat in the Hat. I don't think you can watch The Grinch.
When houses get destroyed and like there's chaos everywhere and everything's out of order, it kind of stresses me out.
Which is funny because she doesn't do crap at the house to help clean up. So I don't know why.
I have you. But this movie, there's a big thing at the end. There's a big party at the end, okay? And it is a disaster.
It looks like a blast. It looked like a blast
disaster. And I'm like, who's going to clean this up? Everything's ruined. That's me.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's supposed to be fun. But, I mean, overall, the movie was fun. I really liked it. I like the dude that plays her husband, whose name is...
It's not Harvey Bardem.
It's Edgar... No, it's Edgar Ramirez. Love him. I like
He's the one that played that boxer. Hands of Stone, I believe.
Okay.
I believe that was him.
And I like that we injected some Spanish into this because he's Spanish.
I felt like they were trying to force...
Their kids spoke Spanish, so she spoke some Spanish,
they were trying to force the culture into my face, and I didn't like that.
Did you not like it?
I didn't care either.
Was it all?
I did. I felt like this movie was being brownwashed.
Oh, Lord have mercy. No, it's not.
Hashtag brownwashed.
It will be. Anyway, so it was good. It was a lot of fun. You should check it out. It's available now on
if you want to watch something with your kids, or even if you don't want to have kids or don't care about kids or don't want to watch something with your kids, you want to send them to your room. It's a movie anybody can watch because it's chaos, it's fun, it's silly, it's crazy. It's a good just filler movie, if you will.
Okay. Her 3 children are with Ben Affleck, just in case anybody wanted to know.
Think anybody cared.
They were married for a long time.
I know.
And I think she still really likes him.
Well, they still parent together.
They do. And she helped him when he needed
to get back. And him and my girlfriend broke
up. Well, because he needs to get back with Jennifer. They were together for like a long time, like over 10 years.
Which was a big deal because he went from with J-Lo and he went with...
That's during the Gigli years.
Who was the other? There was somebody else he was with. There was that whole...
And they were together from 2005, 2004-ish until 2018. Yeah. So that's a long time for them.
I'm still upset that him and my girlfriend Anna de Armas broke up.
Well, now that means you have a chance, babe.
That's true.
She could be yours.
Who? Anna de Armas was in the movie Hands of Stone with
this other guy. Yes, very good. All right.
Very sexy in that movie.
Anyhow, where do you want to go now? Why don't you tell me about this one?
I'm keeping it Spanish.
Tell me about this one.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
We're going somewhere completely different.
Yeah, the next one is a movie called Cosmoball.
Okay.
So the reason you've never heard of Cosmoball is because it is a Russian film.
Oh, was it all in Russian?
Well, it has English. It has subtitles, but it also has in English. I watched it in English because I was trying to draw at the same time.
I
so
see.
I can't
Yeah,
be reading
you can't be reading.
So I didn't know much about this movie. I'd watched the trailer. It's very much reminded me of kind of a video game kind of idea,
and that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
it says the name of the game is
reminded me of
Cosmoball.
that movie Valerian.
Oh, okay, yeah.
City of a Thousand Planets or whatever it's called. Which it's a beautiful, beautiful movie, but an film because that's how Valerian was. Like Valerian's gorgeous
like,
to look at.
I want to see it on the new. Let's watch it here in the.
Well,
screen.
we have it on 4K too. So.
Oh, is this 4K in here?
The projector is not.
Well, we
so
have to watch it in the TV
eventually, but all the 4K
big
stuff's
TV.
in there. Anyway,
okay. Sorry, we digress.
Valerian is a movie I really liked. That movie, I liked that potential of that movie, but it didn't really work. You know, it was kind of flat.
I liked it.
No, I liked the movie, but
I'll watch it.
It kind of fell flat because of they didn't. It was a missed opportunity, and I think it put too much stuff. So this movie, at least, it's a very effects heavy movie, and its premise is, how do I say it without? There's this game called Cosmoball that these people play.
Yes.
And this is like different planets, I think it is, are represented. But the game is more than an actual game. The game is actually, it's kind of a spoiler if you want to throw your spoiler alert thing up.
Hold on.
It's not really a spoiler, but it is. The game itself is actually, it plays into, I'm not going to say what it is. The game plays into a situation that helps protect the universe. That's what I'm going to say. That's the easiest way to say it. So it's very much video game like. There's more than just playing this game, and but it has a whole lot of the CGI aliens and vibrant colors. Visually, it's beautiful.
I mean, this description of the movie. I don't know this description. Oh, it's not working. The description of the movie is like
it's supposed to be this big epic thing.
Afterworld has been devastated.
I think where the problem is, this is another one of those movies
that
that feel like you got dropped into something that's already happened.
Correct, because it tells us the world is already kind of devastated.
So you're supposed to be following this one
survival.
kid who gets added to the Earth team or whatever team it is, and you're kind of seeing him learn to play Cosmoball, but they have these different kind of powers and stuff. So it's almost like a superhero movie meet a sports movie with intergalactic invasions and video game elements. It's a lot of things put in once. If you watch the trailer, you'll get the entire vibe of the movie. And it's not a bad movie. I enjoyed it. But a lot of the acting is flat. A lot of the character development is kind of blah.
Could it be just because they're Russian and they're like,
well, here's my thing. Anytime you watch a foreign film and you watch it with subtitles, I mean, not with subtitles, with dubs.
Oh, dubs.
It's really hard to determine the performance because you're determining the performance of someone else.
Yeah, that's why I prefer to read.
But if you don't understand their language either, sometimes the inflections of what they're trying to say may not come off.
Yeah.
I don't think that is the problem with either one of these in this film. Everybody just seemed kind of flat.
I think we're just going to have to go learn Russian and watch it again.
But if you want to try it out, we're giving away copies of Cosmoball. Also, you can try it out. Oh, no. I think that contest ended already.
No.
But anyway, I think I have an extra copy. So if somebody wants to message, if you want a copy, message me. I think they sent me another one. But it's an okay movie. It had bigger potential than what that actually gives. It was entertaining, but it wasn't as awesome as I think it could have been. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But it's available now on Blu-ray and DVD from Logo USA, who's mostly known for their Asian cinema.
Yes, that's
But they put out all kinds of other genres of not only foreign films, but also horror films and dramas and all kinds of stuff.
I love foreign cinema.
They even have one film I think is nominated for an Academy Award.
Oh, wow.
I think it's called Better Days or something, which they sent me a thing, asked if I wanted to watch it.
Nice. Well, I love me some foreign films. So.
That's true. So moving on.
All right, next.
Let's go to this one.
This one?
Yes, because there's a story behind that.
All right, let's talk about the movie Bad Trip.
So Bad Trip is another one of the movies that was a victim of the pandemic.
No.
It was supposed to come out last year in the theater.
Oh.
And it's starring Eric Andre, Tiffany Haddish, and Lil Rel Howery. It is a jackass, bad grandpa, one of those kind of movies. Borat. So it's probably more like the Borat stuff where there's a storyline, or Bad Grandpa.
With a little bit of sketch.
And here's a fun story about this movie. The reason this movie got made was a direct connection to Howard Stern, which I just found this out this week. Eric Andre goes on Stern all the time.
Oh, he does. The main guy. He's crazy.
He even did a stint where he came on Howard Stern and he worked as an intern because he just wanted to work at the show.
Oh
so he answered phones and
funny.
would transfer him to the show, and then he would start messing with people and not transfer them, especially people like Bobo and Marianne. He was like, nobody knows who you are. I can't put you through, and they get all mad.
Yeah.
So anyway, he told a story. He said that because of they did without going into detail, they did this thing called prostate karaoke on the show.
Okay.
Not in the movie, in the Howard Stern show.
Okay.
That was Eric Andre's idea. So him and a bunch of the people that work at the Stern show did it.
Okay.
Like an actual prostate exam while they were singing.
Horrible.
Well, the producer heard it and reached out and wanted a meeting with him and said, we really hook him up with the Jackass guy. The guy that Spike Jonze, I think is his name, who directs the Jackass movies and stuff. Him and Spike Jonze were already working together, but they had nobody interested in their movie. Well, because of that show, they got the meeting with him, they sold this movie, and then they were able to make it.
That's so fun.
So anyway, the movie is, the simple story is Eric Andre's character runs into his high school crush, and he goes on a road trip to go see her.
There you go.
Teams up with his best friend. But what this movie is a reason to do a series of pranks and crazy things to people, just like Jackass. And it's the exact same kind of stuff.
Correct.
So you don't normally like this kind of stuff. So
I don't.
I figured the sell point would be Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish
and maybe
Lil Rel.
So
that was my
I'm a huge Eric Andre fan because I like Eric Andre's show and everything.
I don't like that kind of stuff.
I know you don't.
So that's why. And now when he told me in real life, he really is this crazy and he really does all this stuff.
Yeah, because he has this thing called the Eric Andre show.
Yeah.
Which is like an interview thing, and he messes with the people that come on the show.
See, I wouldn't have.
Like to the point to where like he did one where he didn't take any kind of shower or anything for like a week, just because he wanted to smell when people came on the show. And it's just the bit that it's not even something that the people watching the show would understand. It was just a jack with the people that were going to be on this show, so they'd be all like, then one season he just completely shaved his head.
Yeah.
And he's just this weird baldness and never acknowledges it, so he just looks weird. So anyway, did this movie. What did you think of the movie?
I thought it was a lot of fun.
That is shocking to me. I figured you were going to be irritated by this movie.
Because in these pranks nobody really got hurt. That's what I don't like about the Jackass show.
You don't like people.
I don't like that people no, because we're watching people almost kill themselves, which is not funny to me. That means those people are disturbed.
Well, here's the thing.
And if you look at some of those people, they all needed rehab.
Not all of them. A couple of them.
I'm just saying.
But here's the thing with the Jackass stuff is all of those guys were skateboarder/stuntman-esque type people, and that's why
they're cray.
I'm not telling you I'm crazy, but I've done a lot of that same crap.
I guess.
But
I know with your backyard wrestling.
But I'm a crazy person.
But what got me at first is they threw in some singing and dancing. So I was in.
I kind of thought it sucked her in because they have a montage where they do like a flash mob's musical moment and not every prank in this movie. With the girl. Not every prank in this movie is also mean spirited.
No, some of them are really funny and cute.
There's some sexual ones or some violent ones, but a lot of it's stuff they just do to themselves to surprise other people. It's not doing things to other people.
Yes.
Like the Jackass guys sometimes do things to other people.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I know. Which I find funnier.
Me. But yeah, this one, like, there's this he's in love with the girl. Her name is Maria.
I saw her dancing and singing, and I'm like, okay, she might be in. She might be in.
So I was in, but I did like it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was really
It wasn't
funny.
as funny as I thought it was going to be.
No,
because I think I just had this other vision of knowing stuff Eric Andre does, knowing the Jackass, the Bad Grandpa. Because I belly laugh level funny for a lot of that stuff. So I think I had a bigger expectation. I've been waiting for this movie for so long. It is hilarious, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I think thought I was going to get more.
You were waiting for more.
Yeah. But I am really, really glad that Netflix picked it up so that it can get seen.
Yeah.
Because this is one of those movies that all of them put themselves out there to do crazy stuff.
Yes, for sure.
And it's interesting is like, there's no way Tiffany Haddish could make this movie now.
Right.
Because when they made this movie, she was on the rise still. But she's not the Tiffany Haddish she is now. Now everybody knows who the hell Tiffany Haddish is now.
Yeah.
Now, given she had a lot of face tattoos and braids, cornrows, and looked different in this movie, but still.
She looked kind of rough in this movie, but it's funny. That's part of the funny.
The other thing I like, did you enjoy like during the credits when they show them kind of revealing?
Yes. Oh my gosh, these poor people. And that one lady in the restaurant, whatever her name is, she is the best.
Yes.
Love her.
There's a lot of great moments, and I did. This had a kind of a reverse thing of like the Jackie Chan movies, where the Jackie Chan movies showing the credits of them getting hurt and what happened when the stunts go wrong. In this case, it shows them revealing to the people that it was a joke or prank.
Yes.
And seeing how they interact, which is something we don't get to see a lot of.
Correct.
Like that side of it.
And some of the people that they ran into were actually very funny.
Yeah.
You know, just some of the normal people, because they did get a little bit involved. Not just that one lady, but the other guy on the street where she's yelling at him.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was yelling back.
There's a scene where a guy pulls a knife on them.
Yes,
and he told a story that like he has a safe word, which I think was popcorn. And it's the reason the safe word is popcorn is because you need a word that you're not going to use in your daily language because nobody says popcorn unless they're going to order popcorn.
Right.
And he said typically. So he goes, but he doesn't use the safe word. And in this situation, it put him and Lil Rel in danger.
Like it was for real. They really got this guy really angry.
Yeah, because this guy he said what you don't see because it starts. You're looking on the outside. And this is inside a shop, and they come running out of the shop. We're not going to tell you what the prank is, but the guy was trying to find his gun. Couldn't find his gun and pulled a knife, and so they're running out. And he said, "What's funny is on the camera, this guy was going to cut him. Mm-hmm. But then as soon as they stopped him, because he never did it, once they cut the people with the waivers went over to him, then the guy's like, "Oh man, y'all are hilarious." So he said he total shit from "I'm going to kill you" to "Oh, that's a funny joke."
So
and you
scary.
always know the people that were entertained or found it funny because you can see their faces in the movie.
Yeah.
If their face is blacked out, they refuse to sign their waiver, which means they were angry.
Correct.
My favorite, you know, my favorite one part in this whole movie because it's it's a small snippet. It is during your musical scene. You know what it is? I can tell you this because this is not a spoiler.
Was it the guy over here sitting trying to eat his food? What?
It was he's dancing through this thing next to a fountain. And some guy's walking by and he gets too close. The guy side kicks him in the stomach.
Oh yeah!
Just he randomly kicks him.
But it was a good kick.
Yeah, and he just kept walking like
he got too close to him. Oh my gosh!
It's a ridiculous, funny movie. It's just a prank film. They put a storyline into it,
which I did appreciate.
Yeah, so there's Bad Grandpa does the same thing. It has a storyline of their trip and what they're doing. And this movie is very much more like Bad Grandpa than Jackass.
Okay, good.
That kind of thing. So. Bad Trip is available now on Netflix. Thank goodness we got to finally see it. It was another one that was supposed to come out last year, and alas,
it did not. But it's good.
What else we got, sister?
All right, we got a bunch of stuff. We got that one and then that one.
We got a bunch of stuff. We got two more.
That's a lot. Well, because both of these are going to be some discussions.
Are there?
I'm going to go here.
Pick one.
Boom.
All right. So the funny about this next one is when we watched, she didn't even know the name of the movie.
And right now, I still didn't know the name of the movie.
She asked me, did you watch this movie? So if she doesn't recognize it, it's very possible there's something I watched by myself. So it's a movie called Breaking News in Yuba County.
I did watch it.
And she goes, did you watch Breaking News in Yuba County? I'm like, we watched it. And she's like, we did? And I told her, she goes, oh yeah, we watched that movie.
We did watch this movie.
This is one that I've known about for a little while. I did a whole article about the trailer and everything else. Clearly, she doesn't read our website.
I didn't.
But I missed it. Wasn't able to check out any kind of screeners for it. So I was happy when they sent me the Blu-ray to check it out. It has a great cast: Allison Janney from Mom, Mila Kunis, Awkwafina, Wanda Sykes,
Regina Hall,
Clifton Collins Jr., Regina
Hall.
Oh my
gosh, Juliette Lewis.
Who, thankfully for you, she's finally starting to age,
so she's not an alien after all.
For those who don't know, my wife has had an issue with Juliette Lewis for years.
For maybe about 20 years now.
She didn't age.
Finally.
Now that she started to age, I don't think you're bothered by her.
No, she's okay now. She's not an alien.
I love Juliette Lewis. Anyway, so the story is basically about this lady who's essentially invisible to the world. Nobody pays attention to her.
Oh, poor thing.
They're not really abusive or mean to her.
She's just ignore.
She's forgettable.
She's trying to do her daily affirmations like, you are important. Yeah. You matter.
Her husband, they have some marital problems issues, and something happens in relation to her husband. She sees an opening to get her 5 minutes of fame.
Correct.
And that's where madness ensues.
Yes. So
what did you think?
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
I did
It was all over the place, and I was like, what is happening?
I love movies like this with like quirky characters.
They're all quirky.
And how everything latches onto something else and makes something else worse or better. And
Yeah,
Wanda Sykes, I thought, stole the movie.
She's so funny. She's
Her,
like,
and even Regina Hall, I thought they were two complete opposite versions, but I thought they stole the movie.
yeah. Regina Hall was weird in this. Like, she was the weird. She's a detective, but she's weird.
Yeah, she's a little like, you could tell that this woman might have taken bribes, but at the same time, she will pistol whip you to solve the case first.
Yeah,
she's a little crazed.
So there's a dead person that she's investigating. I won't tell you who. And one of the co-workers is like trying to get the information. She's like, I'm sorry. She's like, don't tell me I'm sorry. Tell him he's sorry. He's dead.
Yeah,
She's like, no, come here and tell him you're sorry. And she's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, oh my God, it's so bizarre.
Where
and
Wanda
weird.
Sykes works at like a rent-a-center kind of place.
Yes.
But she wants to be a criminal so
She
bad.
does. She
And so
wants to do
like she's got a
something.
gun sometimes and she's talking trash, but she's just so bad at it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. Okay, and then the best, of course, is Allison Janney.
Alice Jenny is always awesome.
She's always good, no matter what she does. And I feel like this harkened back a little bit to when she was on that other show, which is kind of being the ignored wife.
What other show was that?
Masters of Sex.
Oh, yeah. I always forget she was on that because she was a secondary character. The guy that was homosexual.
Yeah, but, she was, like, ignored.
Bridges,
and
wife.
she tried so hard to make him happy. And it's the same thing in this movie. Like, she's trying so hard. She really cares about her husband. And then you find out he's doing some shady business. But then you find out business-wise he's doing some shady business, which brings in your other characters. And then those people are tied to him, and he's tied to this other lady who's tied to them. It becomes this whole circle of stuff.
And it becomes a fight for, there's some missing money, there's a missing person.
There's a missing girl.
Two people that want the story for the news and their shows.
Yes,
and press.
There's two different news stations
and then there's
fighting.
Misunderstandings, and then there's
the cover-up.
Yeah, I like the lady too. There's a whole affair situation with another character that they become a suspect to something else. And there's arguments, and it's just, there's so much chaos, and it's character chaos.
It is, and then you're like, man, she's gonna get caught. She's gonna get caught, and then something happens.
And then, but what's funny is when things finally start to kind of unravel, if you will, it takes this violent turn, and it's just like left and right things are happening and fast.
Yeah,
like once one person gets shot or killed, then now everybody is getting shot and killed and murdered. So bizarre. Or whatever.
But the interesting thing to me, I think the sub-story to me was the news anchor people.
Yeah.
Of how they try so hard to drag in people into the story that's just like one little thing, but then it becomes this big, explosive, like, do you know what happened? And the lady, what's her name? Juliette Lewis. She's the news lady, and she's basically like that person that's like, day 54, we're on the hunt for whoever, and I'm not going to stop until we find them. And, but then Allison Janney's character is like, I want that. I want people to care about me because she's never had that.
Because there's a scene in the movie that's kind of heartbreaking where it's her birthday. And she comes into work and there's like everybody's singing happy birthday. She walks in, she's so happy. And then she gets to the front and it's somebody else's birthday. They're blowing out candles and realize they don't even care that they don't even know it's her birthday.
I mean, she goes home and eats cake by herself.
Yeah.
That's sad, But
it's too, you get so used to her playing characters like her character mom, and it's very loud and obnoxious, and she's very empowered because she just does whatever she thinks. Like when she played the mom in I, Tonya, it was very kind of angry and abusive and whatever. And then in this movie, she's very submissive. She's very timid.
Yeah.
Which it felt uncomfortably weird at first, but in the way it should feel because you're feeling like her.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is once it becomes a news story, that's the interesting power, though. You see the power of the media because at one point the police are like, you got to let her go because the news lady's outside. Yeah. Like they were more scared of that than
press.
Yeah, than what was actually happening with her and her whole story and situation, which is messed up. But I wonder if that's what really happens.
It does, and the problem is the media has so much power.
I agree.
Getting to and it's not the media's fault. Everybody likes to blame the media. It's the people giving the media the power.
Yeah, because people cannot stop watching. Like,
well, they can't stop watching, but they buy into everything. Like
all the conspiracy theories.
It used to be, yes, I know there's different media people that are right wing and left wing, and they have agendas and whatever. And it used to be straight across the board where you looked at your media, they were just going to be some drone today in the news. The guy
Yes.
this guy got shot. Now this guy got shot. Hey, look, puppies, the weather, sports, the end. And that's how these should be. We know that's not what it is anymore, but the people keep feeding it. People bitch about, I'm tired of watching puppy stories on the news.
I like puppy stories.
I know, but people want to see the train wreck of this, but then when they see it, they want to complain about that's all they see.
Correct.
So,
and then if you take it away from them, they're going to be like, I want my news.
Well, then you also have the people that buy into anything that they see as long as it's on their network.
Correct.
Like if you watch Fox News and you're a Fox News guy, you're going to believe everything they say. If you watch Channel 5 and that's your guy, it's almost like the weirdness to me, still to this day, do not understand. People that have their weather guy.
The weather guy? Yeah.
And I'm like, 90% of these weather people are never right.
Correct.
And
I check 3 different weather apps because I don't believe anybody.
I believe the weather apps before I believe the guy on the news.
I agree.
Even though it's all coming from the same
And I check all 3 of them.
But
and the National Weather
I've
Service.
seen people post like, if Finfrock says it, they'll believe it. But if, I don't know who the other, but Pete Delkus, is that a weather guy?
I don't know.
If he says it, I don't believe it. And then vice versa.
Anymore.
It's like, it's just, I wish the news and media would just go back to being, read it off a teleprompter, move on with your life. I don't need your opinion. I don't need this.
That's why I don't watch. That's why I go read it instead.
Yeah, have your opinion. Everybody deserves their opinion. Celebrities deserve their opinion, which I don't get that either. People want celebrities to take a side until they take a side, then they yell at them, shut up and go act, or shut up and go play basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
There's still people just like you and have every right, but whatever.
All right.
Anyway, breaking news in Yuba County is a fun movie. It's dark comedy.
You've got to go see it.
Lots of twists and turns, lots of fun, quirky characters, and I really enjoyed it. It's available now on the Blu-ray and the DVD.
There you go.
And lastly is a movie we've been looking forward to. This was our theater film. Huh?
Yes.
Yes. And this is another one that was supposed to come out last year, but it got delayed because of the pandemic. None of us knew it got delayed because we hadn't seen any trailers, or we didn't even know it existed. And from stuff I've read, apparently they've been trying to get this movie made for a few years.
Oh, wow.
Which is Bob Odenkirk in Nobody.
Nobody.
So if you don't know who Bob Odenkirk is, he is most notable for being in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Okay.
He's the one that leads the spinoff series. He is Saul, the lawyer, or whatever.
Okay.
He's also most known as a comedic writer. He's a funny man. He is not an action star until now. So my big fear of this movie is it is developed by, I think they refer to him as the architect of the John Wick series.
Oh.
So I'm assuming he's one of the people that helped write them and kind of build the story and whatever. So you already knew there's going to be some heavy action element. The trailer promised, holy crap, what is this?
What?
Then you also have Elaine Moosey and David Bernhardt, who are martial arts action stars in their own rights. Elaine Moosey is the one I was showing you on the train. He's the one in the Kickboxer Retaliation franchise.
Yes,
he's also in the movie Jiu-Jitsu with no Jiu-Jitsu. And Daniel Bernhardt, who you probably would know him more from, he was in the Matrix movies.
Okay.
He's the one that fought him on top of the diesels.
Yeah.
But he also fought John Wick in the nightclub in the first movie. When they're fighting and then they get kicked and then they both fall off the...
Now I have to go. Well, luckily I'm going to go watch all those again.
He's been in a bunch of stuff, but he's a big time fight choreographer or whatever now. But he also plays this stuff. So anyway, the movie is about a guy who's a little family man. It's kind of a ho-hum life. And I love this. The movie starts.
The beginning is so good.
It's very his just humdrum life of boredom and repetition.
Like every day, same thing. Get your coffee.
And it sets it up in like a montage.
We need a montage
to let you know that everything he does every day is exactly the same.
Exact same day.
But
every week he's late for the trash pickup.
But like all these movies, he might have a secret.
Dun, dun, dun.
And because certain things happen, because other things unfold, and badassery ensues.
Yes.
So we were both super excited to see this movie.
Yes, we were. We were excited to go to the theater.
Yes.
I wanted my popcorn.
Yes, we went to the theater. This was not a screening. We paid for it ourselves. We don't get everything for free. And what did you think of this movie?
I really enjoyed this movie.
Now, do you know him from anything? Or
I don't know him from anything in the whole world because I never watched.
Because I'm a fan of his.
I know. I've never seen any of those shows. I don't know anything about him.
Okay.
He just seems like a normal dude.
Which I think that might help you in a different way than me because you have no expectations. I'm used to seeing him as just like a sleazy lawyer or being funny, or kind of a punching bag for other people. So to see him in a movie where he's kicking ass made it weird to me. But what I liked is this movie has kind of an evolution where He's not really tough, and he's clearly a character out of practice.
Yeah.
And so he spends a lot of time just getting his ass whooped.
Yeah.
But then he kind of evolves and starts kind of finding his thing. It's like the riding the bike. You never forget to ride a bike. When you get back on that bike, you fall down. I'm probably gonna fall down. And all of a sudden you're back to riding. That's kind of how this movie evolves.
And I like that. I mean, he looks like just a normal dude.
Yeah.
He does. He looks like normal dad dude.
And he does all of his own fighting and action. I'm sure there was some aspects of stunts he didn't do. But there's a video that I think I showed you online of him training. He got it there training. They said he had input on some of the stuff he wanted to do. There's like a scene where he gets punched. He gets punched when he turns, his head hits the bar and bouncing back. And he said that's one of the first things he said he wanted to do. He'd been begging for that kind of thing because you don't see that in action.
Yeah. Like what would really happen? Yeah. No, you're going to get hit and you're going to probably get knocked down a little.
The difference between this movie and John Wick, it's a mild difference, but this one is not as martial arts fight heavy.
Correct.
This is, and John Wick isn't either all the time, but this one is more guns, not more, but it's more focused on guns and the shootouts more so than the fights. But there are some good fights in it.
Yes. The coolest thing to me about the whole movie, what am I going to say?
I don't know, but don't spoil anything.
I'm not.
Okay.
The music.
Oh.
The music in this movie is awesome. I loved every single song. I need the soundtrack ASAP.
You probably already own all these songs.
I probably do, but in one collection, it's awesome. I think the best thing about this was what we were mentioning about the fights. It's like they're just normal fights. Like he gets hit, he gets beat up, he has to get back up again. And a lot of them are funny because he's knocked down and he's like, okay, one second. And he's getting back up.
Well, there's a scene where he gets hit and he gets thrown into the seat. And then the seat collapses out from under him and he falls.
I'm like, that's what would really happen.
Yeah, because he's not like, and one of the big differences, like in regards to that in John Wick, is John Wick is clearly a trained fighter. He's doing jiu-jitsu and MMA, and he's rolling, he's doing throws, and
he's running crazy with the little bull legs.
This is just like brawling.
And then I like there's one part where you can see he's very crafty, and he's building some booby traps, and he's getting all his guns. So it is very much shoot 'em up.
That whole sequence reminded me of the Equalizer at the Home Depot at the end when he's building all this shit.
Yeah,
it's the same kind of idea. But what I loved more than anything else about this movie, outside of the fact that it's just an average Joe action star, is other people get in the action that you don't expect.
Yes.
I don't want to spoil it because it's such a great moment.
There's some good stuff in
there. That would have been fun. You get an initial moment with this character, which would have been fun by itself.
Yes.
But then all of a sudden you get surprised with something else. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's cool.
This movie is just so badass and fun.
My favorite, I think, is the bad guy. If you tell me.
He was my big issue.
He was so annoying.
I think
that's why I liked it.
He was kind of my issue with if I had any issue with the movie, is there that balance of being.
He was a little over the top.
He was kind of comical. Yes, he was kind of comical and sinister, and I got what they were going for, but he didn't always work for me.
I loved it. I thought it was insane. He makes no sense at all.
Exactly, and I think that's what annoyed me. I wanted to have I was fine with what they were trying to do with the character, but it felt unbalanced to me. Like they never cemented it what they wanted him to be. But at the same time, maybe
whether it was to be comical or whether to be menacing.
Well, it could be both. But it's kind of like somebody like in Kingdom, the Kingsman with Samuel Jackson's character was kind of funny but sinister.
Yes.
It kind of balanced and worked.
Yeah.
In this one, it just to me it
was too much.
It was unbalanced. Like they couldn't just make a decision. Okay, he's going to be batshit crazy, and this is why he does this stuff. It felt like he was silly, and then it wasn't enough to mess up the movie for me. Like I still love the movie.
Yeah.
It was just if I had to complain, that would probably be my one complaint.
See,
I wasn't a fan.
I liked him.
And it might have been better with a different actor. I don't know. He was fine. There's nothing against the guy. I don't know the guy. There's nothing against him. It just that was probably my one complaint. But it's such a minuscule complaint because he is fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because he is out there.
He's out there. But that's what I like.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Nobody is so awesome. It was a great movie.
What else?
And you stay through not through the credits, but at least in the mid credits.
About some of these people.
I know. Stay in the mid credits at least because there is another scene.
Yes.
I don't think there's a credit at the end of this movie.
No, I think there's just mid.
But it is set up to where they could do more, like John Wick stuff. Not in the same context. I hope if it does well enough, and they're able to revisit this, which I so hope they do, it would be awesome to know that he got an action franchise. I'm like, what the hell has happened in this world? 2020 gave Bob Odenkirk an action franchise?
Hey, where do things have happened?
Yeah, well, the movie exists, so it's already happened. But I hope if they do something, they do it more in the realm of new directions instead of making everything connected. Like John Wick is one long connecting story.
Well, it all started with the dog.
I know, and this one, I hope it kind of keeps moving into different things because there's a lot of options in this movie.
Yeah, and it's great. You just need to watch it. It is exciting. There's some action. Did my favorite thing happen? No.
I don't remember it happening.
No, but my second kind of favorite thing is you don't get enough of people sitting outside a window shooting. You don't get enough of these anymore.
Ow.
This is me holding on to the thing. On
you're talking about a window of a car.
Yeah, sitting outside a window.
Sitting outside of a
shooting.
window, that could be so many things. You're talking about when there's a scene where they're driving, the guy's hanging out. He's like sitting on the windowsill hanging out.
Yes, there's not enough of that in my life.
Yeah, you said that in the theater.
Because I'm sorry, because I haven't seen that in about 10 years. So thank you. Thank you.
That's because you don't watch enough movies.
I guess not. Anyhow,
it's a great movie. It is one that's only in theaters. It's not on have the early release pay-per-view.
Go to the theater. You'll be okay. Don't be a baby.
This is also one of the first movies we've seen in the theater that looked like the theater was almost full.
It was, and they're still doing social distancing, so there is a seat between parties.
Yeah, there's still spaces and stuff, and it still feels safe. But
you still wear your mask.
It made me feel good going in there and seeing, okay, people are starting to get out.
Yes.
And do a little bit. And the theater still seemed empty when we got there.
Yeah, very.
But I'm assuming everybody was probably just seeing that movie because there's not much other new stuff out.
So that's good, though.
So I think it ended up making
and our audience was in it.
Yeah. They weren't in the movie. They were just into it.
No, into the movie. They were clapping. They were, ooh.
I know it doesn't sound like much, but I think it's made like $11 million worldwide already.
That's good.
And it's probably a more budget film. And I'm hoping it was enough. The bigger thing is that I'm really excited to see how well Godzilla Kong does next week because it's already made like 170 million internationally.
Yeah.
And with China being like 70 million of that or something.
We know
or
that.
110, I don't know what it is.
They're all about Godzilla,
so
right?
this movie may be, they're talking that this movie may be the one that brings people back to the cinema.
I hope so.
Because you have to see that movie on the big screen.
I agree. We have to.
Like, I'm going to see it twice because we can't go when it opens out on Wednesday, so I'm going to have to watch it on the big screen here because I can't freaking wait. Plus, I want to get my review posted, and then we'll go see it. We've already bought tickets to go see it.
I need my live Rumble seat.
Yes.
So I'm going to watch that.
See it on the very, very, very
And I still don't know if I should wear a Godzilla shirt or a King Kong shirt.
What screen are you on?
Probably King Kong.
Then I guess your answer has been made.
All right.
You're wearing a Venom shirt today, which makes absolutely no sense to this show.
But it's a movie.
I know. She gets all the cool shirts because everything they send me doesn't fit normal-sized people. It only fits babies. So the only reason she has a Godzilla shirt, a Kong shirt, is because that was the only sizes they had.
True.
And then she now has multiple Godzilla shirts because she originally bought one in Japan when she was there. It got ruined. And then we were at Disney in Japan section of Epcot. And we found the same shirt that got ruined. So we rebought it for her. Bought me one so I'd finally have a Godzilla shirt. Only to get home. And because it's little tiny Japanese people sizes, it doesn't fit me. So now she has 2 Godzilla shirts. And Bobby still doesn't have one. And I'm the bigger fan of stuff than she is. It's ridiculous.
I'm thinking I can take 2 shirts and sew them together.
I am not wearing one of your amalgam monster shirts. She tends to cut and sew things. Let me tell you about a pair of pants she sewed me one time. My crotch ripped out. And she asked me, she's a good sewing woman. But she decided to repair them. So I get these pants. And I look at them, there's this like bunch in the middle. She had to pull them together, and it's like, so now my crotch looks like it is like a bunch. It was not a good. I would not have paid for this. I would have made sure she would have got a bad yellow.
Well, I could have put a patch on it, like an elbow patch.
Well, at least then it wouldn't have been like my crotch was being pulled in.
No, but then you'd have a weird square on it.
Well, man, but you pulled it in, and then I had mammal toe, and it was like I couldn't do it. Those pants went in the trash. I don't wear them.
Oh well.
And they were baggy pants. How do you have a mammal toe and baggy pants? Because you get a bad sew job.
Okay, tell me something else. We're moving on.
What? Oh, nobody's in theaters now. We're moving on. I wasn't ready to move on yet. Okay.
Well,
so coming up, are we doing giveaways or are we doing what's coming out?
Tell me what's coming out.
Okay.
And then do a giveaway. You shush it.
So coming out this week, they are releasing Slave Final Fantasy, I think it's 25. That's 25 or is that 15? That's 25, right?
It's 10, 15.
Oh, that's 15. Okay. Thank you. I had a brain fart, sorry, because I don't read Roman numerals very much. Because you know why? Because I'm not freaking Roman.
You're not Roman.
It's a stupid thing to say.
Friends, Romans, country.
Anyway, it's a movie it's an animated CGI feature It's based on the Final Fantasy game. It's already been released, but they're releasing it on 4K now. So it's an older film. That's getting that release. The Day of the Beast and Perdita Durango are getting released on 4K. If you don't know what those are, then I don't know what to tell you because I don't know them either. A movie called Another Round, starring Mads Mikkelsen, is coming out. And Wonder Woman 1984 is coming out on the Blu-ray and 4K this week, which we might have some giveaways.
Be on the lookout.
And I think that's the big stuff. There's not a whole lot of really big, crazy things. Oh, the Ten Commandments is getting a 4K release.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited about that. I'm going to be watching that this week. I'll let you know.
Are you though?
Yes, I'm going to. I'm going to watch it on the TV over there. And I'll let you know about the quality and what features and all that. Because I am a fan.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I didn't
I know
talk
that's
about this
ridiculous.
movie. I did watch this. It's called Sherlock Holmes: The Great Escape, and it's kind of like a Japanese animation,
Looks like anime.
but they're all used like animals. It's actually pretty entertaining. It's put out through Shout Factory.
Shout!
Which I haven't got to say in a while. So, but it's homes that kids and dog lovers have been waiting for because they're all dogs and stuff and cats and whatnot. So you check it out because it's available now too.
All right, there you go.
But that's all. What you got?
All right, coming out of the theater. We're going to the theater. It's already going to be April. Can you believe it?
No.
Into the new year. So there's a movie coming out nationwide called French Exit. Don't know. The only thing you need to know is Michelle Pfeiffer is in this movie. Basically, her husband dies, leaves her all this money, and she's determined she's just going to spend all the money before she dies. So it's her and her son, who is Lucas Hedges. Don't know who that is. And their cat.
I don't know who Lucas is.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Michelle Pfeiffer. Got to watch
Nobody
that.
cares about that movie. There's only one movie coming out this week.
And then
It matters.
limited. Coming out on Netflix. This week's Netflix movie of the week is Concrete Cowboy.
Idris Elba.
It's the Idris Elba's one. It's about a troubled teen who has to decide
through the ghetto.
a life of crime or going with his father, Idris Elba.
Who's the cowboy?
Who's a cowboy.
In
So
the
learning
ghetto.
the cowboy
In
stuff.
the hood.
The only thing you need to know, Idris Elba.
Still not an important movie that's coming out.
Okay, shh. Coming out on video demand and digital, Say Your Prayers. Orphaned brothers, but they're tasked with an assassination plot. Bum, bum,
Still not
bum.
enough.
Don't know. Coming out on video demand and digital, Space Dogs, Tropical Adventure. I don't know how space dogs are going to be in the tropics, but we'll find out.
Nobody cares.
And then video demand and digital, Amundsen, The Great Expedition. Basically, it's about a man in search of the North Pole. Okay, there you go. And then, of course, the big movie coming out this week,
The only movie coming out this week.
which let's go see in theaters.
It's
Also available on
HBO Max
Max.
for 30 days.
Is it
It's
which one's
Godzilla
first?
versus Kong.
Godzilla versus Kong?
Now, this is not a independent film like a lone film. It is a part of the franchise.
Yes.
So there is Godzilla, which just got released on 4K.
Is it this one?
It is this one, but that's not the 4K.
Okay.
There's the Godzilla movie.
Imagine this movie, but on 4K.
Yeah, it is Godzilla. Then there was Kong Skull Island,
Yes, which I really
which
liked.
the after credit scene then talks about Godzilla, and it connects it to the Godzilla feature.
Yes,
Then they had Godzilla King of Monsters that came out
which is the one with the
with King Ghidorah and Mothra and all that.
yes.
And now this one is basically the fourth movie in the monster kaiju franchise.
Yes.
This is also not the first time there is a movie with Godzilla versus King Kong.
Mhm.
There is one that was made back in the 50s or whatever.
There you go. So go watch that first. Not really. You need to watch these
You
others.
should watch the other one because it's glorious. But
I
it's
mean,
not
but
necessarily
you
in a
should
good
watch
way.
probably Godzilla.
You
Skull
need to watch all
Island,
three of them because
and
I
then
think
the
it's
other.
going to connect to the. Because remember the way Godzilla King of Monsters ends, it
Yeah.
sets up a different tone to Godzilla. We don't really know about Kong because Kong Skull Island took place way before Godzilla took place. The first movie that we have. So where that first movie also kind of connects to the original Godzilla movie and loosely.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't really know, other than in the trailer you see them bringing Kong over. We don't know really how all that's going to work. I'm assuming there's going to have something to do with Monster Island. I'm crossing my fingers for some Mecha Godzilla and maybe some appearance from some of the other creatures. What I'm pretty sure is going to happen, I'm going to throw my theory out now.
Okay, do it.
They say there is a winner in this fight.
Hope I wear the rock shirt.
What happens in these movies usually is they fight, then they team up to stop a bigger threat.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure that movie is going to do that.
Okay. Well,
but I have read things. They said there is in fact a winner, but how are they going to really say that? Is there going to be a winner, or is it a winner of
winner chicken dinner? Do we have the 1963 movie?
Of which one?
King Kong versus Godzilla.
I do not, but I think it is on. I think it's on HBO.
Okay, we'll go watch it. Anyways, whatever happens, the movie's going to be awesome.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see it on the big screen.
I'm more of a Godzilla fan.
I know.
I do love me some King Kong though.
I'm torn.
And there's been, I think, as much as I love Godzilla, which will go into my history of Godzilla next week, I think more of the Kong movies have been better.
Mm.
You know, like the original King Kong movie is great. The Peter Jackson King Kong movie I love.
The original Godzilla is great.
I even like I love the original Godzilla too, but I even like the Jeff Bridges. I think it's Glenn Close or Faye Dunaway or whoever. I don't remember who it is. King Kong movie.
I think there's
I think there's an '80s King Kong movie as well.
I'm all Faye Ray.
So isn't that the original?
Yeah. It's old.
Which Shout Factory is releasing the Jeff Bridges King Kong movie, I think, in May on a new collection.
This is gonna be good. I think this will be the one that brings people in.
As long as they get up and they get enough of them kicking each other's ass.
It looks like it from the trailer.
The biggest problem with most of these movies is studios feel too much need to inject too many people.
Yeah,
we need a lot of people talking. We need a lot of people.
Well, because if you see from the trailer, some of the scientists have come over.
Yeah, they've got different characters in different movies.
Yeah, so they're all there.
But most of it's going to be the Godzilla cast, not the Kong cast, because most of the Kong cast are older. Unless they do something to make them older.
Or it was somebody's child continuing the research from Skull Island.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue is they try to put too much emphasis on the people so they have some cohesive story. Like nobody cares. Just give us a 2-hour movie of these two just beating the shit out of each other. I'm telling you, fans will be happy.
Yeah.
Start off and say, oh no, here comes Godzilla. And another person says, Kong will get him. And then let them fight for 2 hours. And at the end, say, oh no, they've destroyed our city. Whatever will we do? And then it ends. Okay. That's the best kaiju movie.
Okay. Moving on.
Anyway.
Tell us about the contests.
So we have a variety of things we're giving away. Some of them we're down to the last one. That's why I keep them up there. Some of them are new contests. We're still giving away copies of Russian Raid. We're giving away newer copies of Don't Tell a Soul, which is one we talked about last week with Rainn Wilson. We've still got a couple copies of Crazy Samurai 400 vs. 1, which features the 77-minute nonstop action sequence. We have copies of Wonder Woman 1984 on Blu-ray, not on 4K, sorry. That's mine. Just on Blu-ray. Speaking of Godzilla, we have copies of Godzilla to give away on 4K. And we have digital copies of News of the World starring Tom Hanks.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
And we have another couple of contests I think that are going to kick off this week.
Okay.
And as I mentioned earlier, if you want a copy of Cosmoball, I think I have one left. So if you want to shoot me a message, I'll see if I can hook you up.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live.
Oh, wait! There's
more!
We have to tell you about the greatest TV show we have ever found.
Let me just throw it up here.
You don't need to throw anything up. Let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this TV show came out in May of last year. It would have been so much better. Sadly, it's only 6 episodes, so I'm crossing my finger we will get more episodes. I know this is not a show about TV. It's mostly about movies. We're not doing our TV show thing, so we must talk about this. We binge-watched this show. It is the greatest train wreck I've ever seen. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
It is a movie, imagine the People's Court, about pets.
Yeah.
People have things starring Gary Busey as the judge. It is called Gary Busey's Pet Justice. And it is, yes, it is a real show. She's going to throw that image up there for you to see. It is a real show. It is an awesome show. It is the funniest shit I have ever seen in my life.
Oh my
it's obviously scripted,
loosely
scripted,
improv, I think,
or just maniacally insane.
It is insane.
It is so funny, and they clearly just let Gary Busey
he just does whatever because he's like, y'all get on out of here and go fart in some soup.
Oh my god! And then he tells somebody, he goes, what? Then he tells somebody, he's like, If you don't shut it up, I'm going to plug your butt with a tomato.
And then the bailiff is like, plug your butt with a tomato. I'm like,
It is.
he said that.
It is. I'm not joking. This show exists. It is on Amazon Prime.
It makes absolutely no sense.
It makes total sense. It is awesome. The
court cases are dumb.
Yeah, they make no sense. His rulings make no sense half the time.
And he's like, pet justice.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
He goes, pet justice. And then it's so. Oh my god.
And then this guy over here is laughing.
Oh my god, I was.
I mean, it's funny. It's dumb, but it's funny.
I heard.
And I'm just like, what is he saying?
Oh
it makes no sense.
Here's what's funny though is being a lifelong Howard Stern fan. Gary Busey's been on Howard Stern a couple of times. I think he's been banned from the show now after he tried to tackle Robin and Howard, and like he was trying to wrestle, and then he was trying to hug Robin, I believe, which turned into kind of a wrestling, and then Howard jumped on him. It turned into an actual. There's videos of it I can show you, but they actually ended up on the floor wrestling, and he wasn't like trying to hurt anybody. He just got a little out of control. But he's known for spelling out words and giving them meanings, and he does it on shows. I remember the first one he says,
"Try
it." I told you. I said, "Oh, he's gonna do it." And you're like, "What?" And then he spells out whatever it is, and oh my god, it is a genius show. It's on Amazon Prime. I did not know this existed. I found it by accident because it came across my Facebook feed. Somebody commented or posted something. I'm like, oh, this is a funny joke. I thought it was one of those like Funny or Die, like fake trailer things. And I'm like, oh my god, this exists.
It really exists.
And so we sat down and we watched all 6 episodes back to back without stopping. And I'm going to watch all 6 episodes again. This show is my new favorite show of all time. It is genius. It is stupid. It's ridiculous. The court reporter host
so awkward
is the best. He has this little porn stash. It's colored on with a Sharpie.
It's a Sharpie mustache.
And he's stupid. And he's, oh my god. I can't even do this show justice. Justice! You have to watch this show. It's on Amazon Prime now. All 6 episodes are there. Do yourself a favor. You will be a better person. Or maybe not. But you should watch it either way.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Hold on. Let me find the word try if it's on here. Nope, it's not on here.
Did you find like a Buseyism thing?
Yeah.
After he had his motorcycle accident, he went off the rails and found spirituality and became like a super weirdo.
Yeah.
So it's like
funny.
He just says things and things of the earth and things of this and so good, great stuff. All right. Did you already do your plugs?
I did.
You did. Okay. Forget we'll be back for another episode. I'm sorry for the sidebar, but I told everybody
sidebar.
I wanted to do it and talk about it, so we've done it now.
Justice.
That might be a new thing we missed. Don't forget, you can still get a copy of Boogers of the Antichrist if you go to Midnight Movie Society.
All right.
But be here next week for all new episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live, where we will do movie justice.
Goodbye.